you, Steve, for joining into with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. Excited to talk to you all today.
So since you're a globally renowned expert on experiential marketing, can you set the context for today, like on a quick idea, or what is experiential marketing and how is it beneficial to brands?
Sure. Can we share my screen and I can take everybody through some slides, which I think would be a good experience for everybody.
Yeah.
So great. So like you said, my company is Promotion. We're out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we're in the experiential marketing world. So we're all about building experiences for brands all over basically all over North America. And what we do is we help brands cut through the clutter. And there's lots and lots of clutter out there. And unfortunately, with so many people around the world, so many brand marketers around the world looking to, we're all quarantined right now and not able to get out and engage people face to face. So, that clutter is getting more and more. So it's really important for brand marketers to get out there and figure out how to cut through that clutter. So that's what we do every day. Tell you a little bit about my company. Can you go back just one? Tell you a little bit about my company, just kind of set the foundation. I started the company back in 1995, so we're celebrating our 25th anniversary, something I'm really proud about. We work with a lot of Fortune 500 companies all throughout North America. I happen to have a book out. I'm really proud of it. It's a bestseller, and it's all about building experiences. And again, we bring brands to life through live face-to-face events. So getting to your question, what is experiential marketing? We really see it. There's a lot of, if you go online, there's a lot of different definitions. The way we define it is, it's really the art of bringing a brand to life. In our world, it has to be in the physical world, not so much. We do a lot in digital, but we wouldn't drive an experiential program through the digital world. And really, we're looking to engage consumers and customers, have them experience our brands, and really understand our client's brand story. That's so important in today's marketplace. So some of the benefits of what we do, like I said, it really helps create an experience so that your consumers and your customers understand the product that you're promoting. I'm going to talk a lot about cutting through the clutter because I feel it's so important today with so much clutter out in the marketplace. But what we all do as marketers is we're building stories, and this is live storytelling. So bringing your brand to life all around the story of your brand so people can really understand it. And one of the beauties of what we do is that customer feedback. We're able to demonstrate a product or a service, and we get live feedback from customers right there on the spot. So they get to ask questions, we get to talk about the program. And what we try and do for every project is we build this aha moment. So think about, give me a really easy example. You go to a restaurant, you order, a meal that you've never had before. So you get the dish and you taste it, and you may have had some preconceived notions about it, or maybe you had no idea what the food was going to taste like. And all of a sudden you taste it and you love it, and it gives you this aha moment. It's like, your senses are all coming to life, and it's like, oh, that was just a great piece of fish, or it was a great steak, or it's just a great food to be consuming. And so having that aha moment is really important to us. And some of the results you get is, and you don't get an emotional connection, I don't believe, in any other marketing that's out there, at least as quick of an emotional connection as you get with building an experience for your brand. And what comes with that is brand loyalty and word of mouth. And I got to tell you, especially with all the clutter out there today, word of mouth is so important. There's surveys out there that consumers trust their friends more than they trust the marketing messages. And, so there's a lot of brands out there spending hundreds of millions of dollars, and consumers believe 92% of what their friends and family tell them, and only about 33% about what they see online with ads and other promotional offers that are out there. So word of mouth is so key today to cut through that clutter. And then ultimately every marketing budget needs to convert to sales. So depending where we are, where we're engaging that consumer, we're getting sales if we're very close to the point of purchase, and we're driving enough memories and experiences that they'll remember the next time they go and have that purchase decision. So sales are so important from a marketing standpoint. When you talk about benefits, people may be thinking, well, what kind of benefits, what kind of brands can benefit from what we do every day? And I got to tell you, the brands we're working with today probably wouldn't even been on my sales funnel 10 years ago. And what I mean by that is we're working with brands that 10 years ago I would have never thought would have come into our industry. So the point there is that basically experiential marketing is for any brand that needs to be experienced, to be understood. So maybe you have a technical product, and maybe it's some kind of software, and it'd be one thing to have somebody, download a YouTube video of how to use the software, but to really experience the software is really to be understood. So to have your salespeople engaging your customer, taking them through your software program is really a great benefit for a brand. Again, I talk a lot about cutting through the clutter. So if your brand's stuck in a really crowded marketplace, lots of competitors, you got to figure out how to get through those. And when you go to a trade show, unfortunately your competitor is right around the corner from you. So you may be able to attract your ideal customer, but then once they leave your booth, they're going right to your competitor's booth. So there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of clutter there. So breaking through that clutter is really going to be important. And generate awareness. When you cut through that clutter, you create immense awareness, and it's a great opportunity for a brand to really show up on someone's meter to know that brand is out there. And of course, with all of our products, there's that we work with, there's lots of opportunities to gain trial and spike sales and get consumer feedback and gain customer engagement. So if your brand has any of those needs, what we do every day, finding somebody who can do this for you or figuring out how to do it in-house, if your brand has any of these needs, I would suggest going to do some more research in the experiential marketing world to see if this was the perfect opportunity for your brand. If you could cut back a couple slides, I have a couple examples. Go back one more. So I wanted to show you a couple examples of programs that we are working on and have worked on in the past, and wanted to show you not only a business to consumer product, but a business to business product example. So that's what this slide is all about. It's all about a business to business opportunity. So the top picture shows the outside of a large trailer that inside has the whole experience, and you can see the name of it the name of it is all about the inside experience. And this customer had some of the same needs I just went through from a benefit standpoint. So if your product, your brand is interested in going to your customer, maybe trade shows aren't working for you. If your brand needs to get out and be experienced, what this type of tactic or strategy is to go directly to your customer. So this shows Hussman in here. This particular product is Hussman, and Hussman's all about engaging their customers in a B2B environment and showing how their products are really they're superior to their competitors. So as you can see in the middle slide, the gentleman is demonstrating to his customers exactly the benefits of their program. So in the B2B world, getting out and engaging customers face to face is we believe is really important. And if you're out there and challenged with sales, it's really important to get out and demonstrate your product and give your product an opportunity to be experienced. The next slide is a B2C slide. Can you get to that? Awesome. So this shows a B2C client, and you can see it's out at a fair or a festival, which is a great place to engage your consumers and give them an opportunity to learn more about your product and more about what your brand is about. So this happens to be with CNN, and this is around the election, and this is all about engaging consumers out there in learning more about what they think about the upcoming election. So we had lots of fun engagements, like buttons where you could do a button that would say, you know, I believe in this or I support that from an issue standpoint. There's a place to take a survey to get information that we fed up to CNN. You can see in that wall, we have a graffiti wall where people could express themselves. It was really a fun event that went around, and CNN was looking to generate consumer engagement and learn more what's on their mind and give them an opportunity to speak and to share that First Amendment right about what was going on in the election. So there's just a quick example of a B2B example and a B2C example. Are there other questions that you would want me to follow up on?
Yeah, thank you for that introduction about experiential marketing. So one question we'd like to address is, since this is the age of social distancing and a lot of consumer behavior will change. So how do you see experiential marketing changing post COVID, and how we can implement that for brands?
Sure, and this is something we're spending a lot of time, as you can imagine, talking about being an experiential agency and not being able to get out face to face and engage consumers and customers for our brand clients. So all the experts are coming out and say, you know, that brands need to pivot, marketers need to pivot, and you know, I think certain brands and certain marketers, the word pivot, it makes sense. If you're a trade show or you have a sales conference, I think there's an opportunity to pivot, just so you don't lose that momentum. But two things that I think are really challenging for this pivot. One is just the lack of emotional connections. You know, as humans, we need that human engagement and that human interaction, and that's really important to us. And while we can see each other on a Zoom and we can see each other's faces, it's not the same thing as being there physically. So if you have a brand that you want to demonstrate, or if you have a product that you want people to consume, to really experience, I think then that's a challenge right now. And you may just have to sit out and wait for the opportunity for all of us being able to get out and engage again. I know some of our clients are looking to pivot to digital, and some of our clients are like, we're going to hold off and we're going to just look for that window when we all get outside and have a normal life again. So it really depends. It depends on your situation. It depends on the financial situation. I mean, we've just, internally here, we've just gone through a whole audit of our company and talked a lot about that word pivot and trying to figure out the best way to get through, because nobody knows how long this is going to last. This could last, 2 more weeks, 2 more months, or maybe even longer, depending where you are. So it's a challenge for all of us to wade through the information and pay attention to figure out when we think we can all get back out and engage face to face again. But it is definitely a challenge for every brand marketer out there.
Okay. One follow-up question to this. A lot of companies are facing some tough decisions regarding salary cuts and layoff because of their business revenues going down. So how do you see the spends on marketing? Should one spend on marketing, or how much should their budget allocation be?
Well, I think there's a lot of unknowns right now. So again, going back to what we decided to do is really to take that self audit to figure out what expenses we had from an operational standpoint, from a people standpoint, that we thought we could cut back on, and then we made more realistic look at our revenue, because that's really the key. Is there's 3 keys to every business. It's your operating expenses, your revenue, and your cash. And today, cash is more important than anything. So I think if you're cash rich, I think you have an opportunity to invest in your brand and invest in your people and look for opportunities to grow. If you're cash poor, then you're in a tough spot. There's probably 3 different types of companies out there: those that they're drowning, those that are trying to keep their head above water, and those that are swimming really, really, really hard because they have an opportunity. A lot of the food manufacturers are swimming really hard because they have lots of opportunity right now. So I think it depends on where you are and where your company is. My best advice would be, if you can afford it, to not cut marketing and to keep marketing. Look at whatever you've done in the past that has worked, and figure out what maybe hasn't worked and cut that back. But I think there's a huge opportunity that we all are going to have coming out of this, because I think consumers are going to be wanting to get out and engage with brands. They're going to want to get out and engage with humans. And I think there's going to be some opportunities. So doing an analysis on what's currently working and what's not working from a marketing standpoint, I just think is really prudent. And I can only talk about what we're doing right now. And that's the exercise we went through over the past couple of weeks. And again, we're not cutting marketing. We're actually beefing up our marketing, because when we all come out of this, I want brands to be able to find us. So, I can take a minute and kind of tell you a couple of things we're doing. The first place we looked was our website, and we cleaned it up and made our website stronger, because where we want to be is when brands are ready to go back out and spend money, and they start going to the internet to find agencies that they're looking to engage with. We want to show up. We're putting out a ton of content. We always do on social media, but we're putting out a ton more content right now. And our tone has changed. We made a tone change a couple of weeks ago. We're more there's more empathy in our tone. It's positive, where we're sharing what other companies are doing to help first responders and help other people, because I think that's important. There's so much. And April was such a doom and gloom month from a news cycle standpoint. And so when we found that there were brands doing good things, and we've done some good things. We haven't promoted it. We've kind of stayed low profile, but when some of these big corporate brands were helping out, we wanted to help promote that and show that that's important. So, the tone of our social media has changed. We're beefing up more of our content. We're giving more things away for free. We're really doing more things. I have two different websites. I've got a promotion website. I've got my personal website, and both of those have really enhanced in an effort to just be ready. And we all have some time now to kind of get our house in order, and we've taken on our company as one of our new clients and really beefed up our brand.
Going back to the experiential marketing thing. So do you feel like certain brands are more effective implementing experiential marketing, or more than others, or which type of products can use them more effectively?
Yeah, I think I have a slide on it, but the brands that can really benefit from experiential marketing are those brands that need to be experienced. They need trial, they need awareness. They need that engagement. Brands that are looking for loyalty, I think, are really key. There aren't too many brands, from my perspective, that aren't going to benefit from what we do, and what experiential marketing can do for you. We have retail brands out there who want to get out and engage their customers at fairs and festivals, and just know that they support that lifestyle. We have technology brands who have the need to get out and have their software really understood because it's more technical. There's just so many. There's entertainment brands. There's automobile brands. There's communications brands. I mean, there's so many brands that are in our industry these days. We really have gone mainstream in the last 10 or 12 years. We used to be a niche, and used to be something that a brand would think about kind of as a last resort. But in the last 10 years, our industry has really been booming. And our industry is all about getting out there and getting that emotional connection, and getting that human to human physical connection, which we all know in our brains that we digest information all the same way. And when we experience it, we remember it. And it's really important to have that type of engagement. And, unfortunately in the digital world, there was information from Forbes that said, there's either somewhere between 4,000 and 10,000 digital ads that each consumer sees every day. And I don't know if that stat's right, but take a zero off it. So somewhere between 400 and 1,000 ads that we see every day. How can we remember it? I mean, I was on Twitter yesterday. I was on Instagram yesterday, and I don't remember a lot of what I saw, but I remember physical experiences that I have. And I can remember physical experiences from 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And it's the same thing when a brand is building an experience. The consumers are going to remember that. And, at the end of the day, that's what marketing is supposed to do. It's supposed to set up that sale. So the next time you go to a store, after you've had that product and tasted that product and experienced that product, you're going to remember that product. And you're going to choose that product because you already know that it tastes good. It's just again, experiential marketing has become more and more mainstream. It's just really important for brands to just consider it. Just consider looking at experiential marketing and what it can do for you.
So say I'm an entrepreneur and I want to leverage this method of marketing to increase user acquisition and increase brand awareness. So what are the 2-3 steps you recommend to going about starting with this?
Sure. I think every marketing opportunity starts with the same thing, and that's the who. You have to figure out who's important to you. And after you figure out the who, it's like, what are they going to react to? What kind of messaging are they going to react to to your messaging? So to create them to take action. And then you have to figure out when and how you're going to engage them. Um, again, if it's social media, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think social media is very social anymore. It's definitely media, but there's a lot of social missing there. So if you decide that you're going to engage people on social media, you better be really crystal clear on your ability to stand out above that all that clutter. So who are you going to go after? What are you going to say? When you're going to engage them with your message? And so it's important to have those three areas really understood. And what we believe is if you go to a retail store and you sample products in a grocery store, people go to that store to buy food. We think that's the perfect opportunity to sample food, is because that's the frame of mind they're in. It doesn't make sense to me when I go into a store and there's someone there who is trying to engage me about maintenance to my house, or internet TV or cable TV or something like that. They're at the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to give me the wrong message. It doesn't make sense to try and interact with somebody before they're going into a sporting event about a software. It's not the right place. It's not the right person. It's not the right time. So being at the right place at the right time with the right message is so important, because again, you want the consumer to have their mind open. You want them to really understand. You want them to have the ability to understand your messaging, and you want them to want to engage. You want them to opt into you and have that conversation, which is so key.
So we're getting a lot of questions from our attendees. I'll take them one by one. So Mr.
Sure.
Raghav Rao is asking, how can we ensure experiential marketing in automobile domain, where physical demonstration is at high intensity in today's scenario? So automobile domain, basically, where there are showrooms. So how do you show?
So are they asking if you have an automobile brand, what's the best way to use experiential marketing? Is that what you're saying?
In like current scenario where people are maintaining some distance and they are aversive to going out. I guess that's the question.
In today's current environment, how do you promote it? Okay, thank you. With social distancing, I think it's difficult. I think your big challenge is going to be getting those customers to come on your lot to even see your vehicle. I don't know a lot about automobile marketing. If I'm sure there's some statistics that once you get someone in, put their butts in the seat of a car, your opportunity to sell them is much greater. What I would do is I would build videos around each car and show how great each car is, and have the opportunity to get that message out. You want to create something that goes viral, so you get as many eyeballs as possible. Potentially there's a influencer in your market that you could hire to showcase that vehicle, to bring that vehicle to life. At the end of the day, again, I don't know if someone's going to buy a vehicle because they see a video about it. I think they're going to want to go experience it. They want to sit in it, and they want to feel the leather, and they want to drive it. And I know right now there are some challenges, but until we can get out and get face to face and allow people to be in the same car who aren't family, I would create some really cool videos with influencers, or potentially someone at the dealership could become an influencer, and really just I would do something that would be a little bit unorthodox and give the opportunity for it to go viral.
That's great advice. So Mr. Kunal Malhotra is asking, so what's your biggest takeaway for marketing in the post-COVID era?
Biggest takeaway. I tell you the biggest challenge is just the fact that we can't be human to human. Not only our teams can't be together human to human, within our companies, but many companies can't get out and have that human connection. So the biggest challenge is probably unknown, that we don't know when we're going to all be able to get out and engage again. And I guess the second biggest challenge that we're struggling with is figuring out what's fact and figuring out what's fiction. There's so much bad information out there. So we're spending a lot of time really pouring through information, trying to figure out what's factual so we can make good decisions moving forward. It's a challenge. We're in a challenging time right now. We're definitely in a challenging time. But I would go back and do that self-audit of my brand and my company and figure out, how much cash you have, because you can, as long as you have cash, you can keep doing business. Without cash, it's tough. So if you don't have cash, I'd find a place to get cash, so you can stay in business and keep your company moving forward. I'm also spending a lot of time talking to my competitors. I'm talking to my mentors, people that I trust, because I want as much information as I can right now, because none of us have been through this before. So I'm spending a lot of time on webinars like this, just trying to get a nugget or two in an effort to really learn, what we can be doing. Because I don't want to look back in 6 months from now and go, I wish I'd have done this, or I wish I would have done that. I want to try and, I'm trying to peel the onion as much as I possibly can in an effort to make sure I understand the opportunity and what we need to be doing.
So you mentioned that there's a lot of noise and misinformation. So what should be a brand's communication strategy be? Like what's messaging strategy for a brand be in this case?
Well, I talked about this a little before. I think, tone is really important right now. I wouldn't come out with a bunch of funny things unless I have a funny brand, and we've already been doing funny things. I know a lot of people are looking for, and there's a lot of funny stuff on social media, but I wouldn't change my tone all of a sudden to be the funny brand if I wasn't the funny brand before. You need to stay authentic. I think you need to stay passionate. You need to be really sensitive to what's going on in your community and what's going on to the people who are connected to you. And look for those opportunities just to be authentic. And it's, I'd give that same advice if we weren't in this global pandemic. Being authentic with your communication is just really key. Be who you are. And, people will resonate with that. If you try and be something you're not, you're probably not going to pull it off.
No. All right. So any final pointers you'd like to add to today's discussion?
I think I think some final thoughts would be, if you're really struggling, if you're one of those brands or one of those companies that are, either dead in the water or you're drowning, if you want to keep your brand going, you want to keep your company going, I'd get out and talk to as many people as you can. I'd get out and I'd try and figure out where I could find more money, maybe bring in an investor, go to a bank. There's a lot of money out there for people who need it. And I'd say, get out there, and first thing I would do is find money so you can continue to operate. Next, I would do that audit. I'd go through and I'd audit your brand, audit your business, and see what you need to clean up. This is a great time to work on your brand and really try some new things. And then, third, if you're one of those lucky brands that are printing money right now, I think I'd do what I could to be humble about it and to share with people and to help other people out. because we're all in this together, and I think it's important to be kind to others and to help other people out. And remember, there's always people that are less fortunate than you are. And I don't know about you all, but I didn't get where I am today by myself. I've got a great team, and I've had great mentors who have helped me in tough times. And if you have an opportunity to help somebody, definitely help them. I mean, it would be hugely rewarding for you, and you may save their company. So, go out and be human and be kind and help other people out. And I think we just need more of that in the world.
Okay, great thoughts. So thank you so much for your time. It was very insightful discussion.